What the fuck is this?
Shalom, boys and Derek's Dark Side of the Internet's favorite shitlord Oslo. And I know it's been a while.
It's been too long!
And I know what I said.
I'm moving on from the dark side of the internet. I'm moving on from the dark side of the internet. I'm moving on from the dark side of the internet.
So that was a fucking lie.
But yours and my's favorite streamer, Darkseid to Phil.
But I'm Darkside Phil. I am not any other content creator or streamer. I'm Darkside Phil. I'm the guy.
Finally did something worth pointing and laughing at. So here we are.
Buckle up.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
But I see you. Holy shnikes. The last 4 years have not been kind to you, my man. Allow me to channel my inner Joan Rivers for a second, boys. Because Darkside Phil is looking like the laziest and shittiest undercover cop. Or the sketchy gym teacher trying to lay low until the allegations die down. Oh, I got one more. He looks like the biggest cuck on a singles cruise. And what the hell's up with the sunglasses?
And just so you know, no, I don't have a double black eye or anything like that. Absolutely not. I'm just wearing sunglasses to look cool today. Because it makes me look cool. Right?
Fuck no.
They really accentuate his complete chomo-ness.
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it?
For context, DSP was gone for like a week. No big deal. Wasn't like it was 4 fucking years.
Who would do something like that?
So things have happened that I think we need to discuss. It's interesting what happens when the king is not around, isn't it?
I love that we're openly calling ourselves the king. That's peak cringe right there. Could you boys imagine that? Calling yourself something royal or regal to sound cooler than you actually are? It's clever when I do it.
No, it's not.
It's also kind of weak sauce calling yourself the king, Phil, when you're one of the biggest drama queens on the internet.
No shit.
Welcome to the show, the first show in over a freaking week. And that's like unprecedented around here.
Now, there's a lot of Theo theories on where DSP was during his week off, but if you want my highly intellectual opinion, I think it's kind of convenient that DSP disappears for a week around the same time the Epstein files also disappear.
Really makes you think.
And who knows, maybe he was at the cooler, newer Epstein Island. The one with blackjack and child hookers. Anything's possible on the dark side of the internet, boys.
Right? Like usually, I'm here. If I'm going to have a couple days off, you know, it's not that big of a deal and we work it into the schedule. But as everyone knows, I'm sure, things didn't go that way this last week.
What a twist.
All right? And to be quite frank with you, all right, this was no party. This was no, how can I say, vacation.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit.
As much as I wish that I could have come back today and said, hey, everyone, guess what? Great stuff. I finally took an amazing honeymoon or whatever. Sadly, that's not the case.
Phil's been married this long and hasn't taken a honeymoon. If you ask me, the closest thing cats get to a honeymoon is the dildo collection she keeps in her nightstand.
NVL Roy with a $2 super chat. Glad to see that you're okay. You had us worry. I do apologize to anyone who I might have worried, but you have to understand something. As you know, I have this vortex of literal losers around me.
Look alive, boys. He's talking about us.
They feed off of me. They need me to be relevant.
Technically, he's not wrong, but for lolcow culture to exist, there needs to be a lolcow to point and laugh at.
And therefore, I had to not say anything during the time that I was going to be away for protection, for personal reasons. You know what I mean? Like if I just started talking publicly about this hard stuff I'm going through, immediately you would have these people trying to interfere with it. And it's sad, but already they've tried to interfere with my bankruptcy hearing 5 years ago, which is completely illegal.
Now, you boys remember the bankruptcy saga?
Are you still self-employed?
Yes.
What is that self-employment?
The company's name is Burnell Productions. It is internet content creation of on-demand and also live video streaming services.
Good times. Good times.
They've completely impersonated other people and tried to do identity theft and have successfully stolen my identity on multiple occasions.
I mean, first time you get your identity stolen, I feel sorry for you. Multiple times, though, that just means you're a huge dumbass with your information.
They actually got employed at Comcast and reset my modem and changed my modem settings.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
I mean, that's only a few of the insane things they've done. Can you imagine the lengths they would go to so that they can say that they have some kind of an effect on my life? And quite frankly, this week I just didn't fucking need it. So I did the way that I did it on purpose, and it worked absolutely flawlessly. There was absolutely no interference whatsoever in my personal life this week, thankfully, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, nobody affected you personally that week, but there's 52 weeks in a year, buddy, and DSP is one of the biggest examples of give him enough rope and he's gonna hang himself. I'm not saying it's gonna be today, I'm not gonna be saying it's tomorrow, it may be a week, month, year down the line, but we're gonna find out what the fuck Phil was doing, and most likely by his hand, whether it's a slip up or a slip out for pity. Anything's possible on the dark side of the internet, boys.
I got a $2 tip. Here's the first I've heard of any of this.
Doubt.
Thoughts on Doody sending people to snap pictures of your porch and various packages. The man is 50. He's on vacation and he spent the entire week obsessing over you while ignoring his family. Insane.
Oakley dokley, boys, let's break this down. For those out of the loop, Duty is a new age DSP slop content maker who posted an alleged picture of Phil's alleged front door.
Allegedly.
Why'd he do it? Why does he do anything? For clout and attention. Why was it a fucking stupid move? Because now anytime Phil wants to call the trolls and critics spazzes and stalkers, he can just thumb point to Duty. Moral of the story, Duty's a couple bad stunts away from being the next Fred Fox. Petty note, he also has a super fucking annoying voice. And I know that's coming from me, the guy who sounds like the whitest dude in a Kevin Smith movie.
I believe that latter half. The first half is not true.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
No one was here snapping pictures of my porch. That did not happen. So don't believe everything you're told. This is just fucking nonsense. That never happened at all. But the second half I would believe. But here's the thing. I wasn't here. We have been talking about this for a while, have we not? That this entire vortex around me is just that. Around me and dependent upon me.
I mean, it is called the dark side of the internet for a fucking reason.
And to what I'm being told and from what I'm understanding, all right, this week, because I was not here streaming and making content for them to steal, lie about, and regurgitate as toxic, they literally had nothing to do. And they were losing their fucking minds. Like they were completely stir crazy. They didn't know what to say, they have no original content.
Oh, Filbert, you silly goose, you fucking idiot. You want some original content? You can't handle original content.
So they had to like really go out on a limb in order to try to find things to talk about.
Or go through the dark side archives that are like 20 years deep.
And essentially their viewership was monstrously down. Some of them actually gave up and stopped making content for the time being. Like they just had nothing to do because I was not here. And that's the point I've been making. That in a court of law.
Oh, Dios mios, boys. Are we about to go full retard?
Is the evidence you need to prove that someone is a thief and breaking the law.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Because you understand that if they actually had content of their own, then they would have kept making it.
Oh, you goofy mother trucker. Do you want some original content? Here you go. Hi, I'm Oslo for another exciting episode of Games Journalism. Bottom text. The only gaming news show that Trojan horsed itself into another video.
He needs some milk!
Yes! 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 I'm wall-to-wall raccoons.
But they didn't. They waited for me to come back to start stealing again.
Well, I'll be darned. A broken clock is right twice a day, and he got me there, boys. This little tism storm's the whole reason why I came back.
So in a court of law,
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
I now have an actual week on record where their views are recorded, their content uploads behaviors recorded. I have everything I need. I'm good.
He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's a detractor or a pay piggy. Santa Gout is coming to town. Make a low-effort gout joke? Check.
Oh, and I will say one more thing.
Hold the phone, boys. Was that some editing right after that tough talk?
Now this shocks me.
Since when does Phil fucking edit? Whoa! We're still acting like an entitled little bitch boy, but you know what, Phil? I'll give you credit. Nice editing, bud. Way to do barely above the bare minimum.
Before we move forward, as of today, officially, there are parties involved documenting all of that.
AKA, he has the wheelchair armada pretending to be Randall from Recess, just being the biggest snitches they can be.
Who's doing what, how often they're doing it, how much they're doing it, when they're doing it, what they're actually doing. Like, are you actually rebroadcasting me fully? Are you just clipping and editing and doing transformative work?
That's me. I'm the guy.
All of that is being documented as of today, formally. I'm going to have everything I need in the future. So if you're out there and you think you've had the gravy train all this time, and, oh, it's all been free and clear, as of today, I'm giving you official notice publicly. I'm sure this will be clipped.
You bet your ass.
Everything is now being documented for the future. So I hope that if you're someone who actually steals my content illegally and benefits from it financially, that you have, like, a backup.
Wait a minute, people were making money on the dark side of the internet? Nobody fucking told me! Oh my goodness, I could have been making head over fist while using that one clip from George of the Jungle over and over again. God damn it! For once, Phil's not the biggest moron on the dark side of the internet. It was me!
Because pretty soon, everything you're doing is going to either come to an end or be mine, and I'm going to own it. Okay?
Oh boy, Phil, if you want some of my content, go for it. Take that shitty rap song I made.
I'm the king of hate, no red meat up on this plate, and yeah, I moved my bitch across these 52 states. Do I know that my whore's a horse? Yes, of course, I ride her every night to her boyfriend's pad. The dude's name is Chad, and when the baby pops out, god damn it, he'll be called the dad. AIDS!
The old detractor tier list.
We'll just slide him into the D tier. Yeah, that makes sense.
All my live stuff's terrible, you can have that.
Yeah, you had a condo that you barely maintained full of a bunch of toys. A bunch of... No, where's the gamer shit one?
Amazing, 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 amazing.
Pro tip, if you're gonna do a soundboard, write down where all the sounds go so you can...
that's like...
yeah, it's a lot of gamer shit.
And maybe if you ask nicely, I'll let you have the butthole cut. No, that's my piece of autism.
If you pay for your house right now, your mortgage, with money that you make because you steal my content every day, well, pretty soon you're not going to have that money anymore. And in fact, all the money that you've made is going to be mine. You understand?
Okay.
So I'm just saying, now might be a good time to, like, go get a job and get some job applications out there. Maybe go, sing some fries, or maybe Uber driver or something, something like that. Now might be the time to dip your toe into the lake of something else, because the days of milk and honey for you are coming to an end. Everything is now being recorded, and you've gotten fair notice now, just so you know.
Moving forward, anytime DSP does what he does best, e-begging, I'm gonna play that clip.
So anyone else from this moment on who continues to do that behavior, that illegal behavior, you already knew that this was happening. You have no one to blame but yourself. I've given you fair public notice. Fair enough? Okay.
I think a guy as terminally online as Darkside Phil would know what the Streisand effect is. Because if anything, this is going to create more trolls and detractors for you, Phil. If you go running around crying saying, make fun of me, I sue, more people are going to make fun of you, you fucking dumbass.
How stupid are you?
That's $15 to support. That gets us up to 28. Thank you to the villain. Ralph did a $5 super chat. He's been gone over a week, and we get no story resolution. That's right.
The keyword is yet. No story resolution yet. The writers of this season of Detractor Ball Z Abridged are still working on that arc.
You don't know what happened. Fuck you. You don't know what happened. Fuck you. Thank you for your $33. You get no ending. Oh, shame on you. Okay.
And Philbert wonders why people make fun of him, because he's a colossal dick. The moral of this story is,
You're a dick!
If anyone does want to actually live rebroadcast me, and does not want to actually suffer legal ramifications down the line, because if you don't get permission from me, you will, you can contact me and we can talk about it.
This is where I'm laying down my exit out trap card, because all DSP is going to do is talk shit behind crappy sunglasses. I doubt that you're ever going to have a one-to-one, honest, open conversation with one of your trolls. They either hate you or they love to hate you. Point I'm trying to make, boys, nobody is dumb enough to make a deal with DSP. Maybe Duty.
Maybe we could work out a licensing fee where I say you can live rebroadcast me on a daily basis. as long as there's a contribution or an agreement or something in place.
Of fucking course, Phil only wants money. He wants money so bad he's willing to humiliate himself for it, which makes him probably one of the biggest whores on the internet, not just lolcow culture.
Because if you're going to use my content live before I have a chance to even get it on the internet and monetize it, then I need to receive compensation for that. So if you're someone who regularly does that and you don't want to get sued into oblivion down the line.
I'm no legal expert, just a guy that's watched a bunch of Law and Order, but I feel like any case of Phil suing a restreamer or a troll is just gonna get laughed out of court. Again, it's surprising that somebody who's terminally online, like DSP, has no idea about the LOL suit or Maddox.
You should probably contact me now and work something out, okay? If you don't, I'm going to sue you into oblivion somewhere down the line, and I'm going to own everything that you own. Okay.
That's a lot of tough talk coming from a Hawaii 5-0 reject.
So here's the deal. This last week I wasn't here. It was not planned. It was no vacation. All right? This was something that came out of left field, and I had to handle. And as you know, well, you may not know this, as you get older, more and more things start to happen.
I find it really interesting that DSP calls himself not a children's entertainer, but he talks to his audience like they're a bunch of children.
That you can't control. And you just got to learn to adjust. Okay? You have to. And a lot of things are going to happen as you get older that you don't want to have to deal with or handle. But you're going to have to. All right?
You could say the same thing in a mirror, pal. Can't play video games and beg on the internet forever.
I mean, you could just stick your head in the ground like an ostrich and pretend like the world doesn't exist, but eventually it's going to come back anyway to bite you, right? And it is what it is. So basically, this last week was no picnic for me at all. It was probably one of the darkest, most emotionally wrenching times of my life. Okay? I had absolutely zero enjoyment. And, that's that. Now, I'm well aware that so many people on the internet stalk me.
I wouldn't use the word stalk. I would use the words make fun of you into oblivion.
And again, because the only reason they have content is because they steal mine. If I'm not here, they go crazy trying to stalk me and figure out what I've been up to and where I am and all of that. I am pleased to say, very pleased to say, they have absolutely no clue what I've been doing. Zero.
Yet.
And let me tell you, I had to learn from so many different things of my past that have happened, right? Things where I never fathomed that these idiots would get information or you know what I'm saying, or pry into my personal stuff. They were not able to do so this time. For the first time probably ever.
It feels like to me we're tempting fate just a little too hard right now. We're acting cocky now, but what happens when we Freudian slip up? Am I using that term correctly? I don't know. Moral of the story, Phil's an idiot.
Right? That's amazing. Did I ever think that because I went through a bankruptcy that this was going to result in me having years of harassment, identity theft, money stolen, bank accounts, being accessed from unauthorized parties and all kinds of shit? Of course I didn't. Of course I never thought that would happen, but it did.
Well, yeah, you didn't think that would happen because you're an idiot who thinks everybody loves him. You only fucked up in the past because your big-ass ego got in the way.
Right? So learning, from all of that, I 100% kept my lips zipped. And it worked. All right? So I hope that you guys understand. I want you to understand something. I appreciate every one of you.
Even little old me? You appreciate that I spent a year and a half of my life making fun of 1 year of yours? He's too big to admit it, but deep down, Phil needs the trolls. Because if people weren't making fun of him, then the wheelchair armada would have no one to rally behind. He'd be like rice gum, irrelevant.
Whether you're a viewer, whether you're someone who actually contributes above and beyond that, whether you're one of my moderating staff, whoever you are out there, if you like my content and you watch it, I really appreciate you. I do. You're the reason why I get to do what I love for a living. And there's a lot of things that I owe. For example, I never would have met my wife if it weren't for me doing this for a job.
Yeah, you would have never Mr. Steal Your Girl, the old clip clop.
You know what I mean? I never would have. So there's a lot of great things in my life as a result. But at the same time, because this nonstop leeching, this sucking parasites on me, they're reliant on me when I'm not here. You know that they're going to go crazy. So I hope you have to understand why I couldn't say anything at all. I had to keep my lips zipped completely, 100%, because God forbid I let something slip that then they would be able to find stuff out. They would try to ruin my life.
To be fair, you're the man baby that's known for sucking dick at games and jacking off on stream. Your life can't get any worse, Phil. It can only go up from here. And judging by your 12-year-old gamer boy setup in your room, you've gone a little up in the world. You're still basically at rock bottom, but you've gone a little bit up. He's only going to start talking when he gets really desperate and needs those pity bucks really bad to pay his bills.
Mess with me and everything around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. If they knew that I wasn't going to be streaming this week, they would have been fucking with me nonstop, right? They would have tried a million different stupid things. And not to say that they didn't. There were a few things that were attempted, but because I kept my lips zipped, they were completely unsuccessful. All right?
Mission failed. We'll get 'em next time.
So, the thing is, you might say, well, are you going to tell us everything that happened this week? No, I'm not. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's my life, and I have a right to privacy.
Yeah, Phil's right. He has a right to a private life, but when you're one of the biggest attention whores in streaming, everything personal eventually trickles out.
I have a right to have a private life. But just because I share a public face to you every day on a stream where I make content and we play games and we hang out, does not mean that I also owe you an explanation for everything else that goes on in my private life. I can wholeheartedly tell you that what I've been dealing with over the last week has nothing to do with this stream, has nothing to do with my content, has nothing to do with this business, has nothing to do with our interactions, nothing. Zero. Therefore, I don't have to tell you anything, nor should I be expected to, nor should there be a demand for that. I have a right to have my own life. All right?
Laughing at you.
And I'm speaking directly to my detractors right now. You're all mentally fucking deficient.
Well, no shit. Anybody watching this video knows how autistic I am. What can I say, boys? I like trains. And by trains, I mean train wrecks of people on the internet.
And you do need to seek help?
I am getting help. My weed guy is basically my therapist. And if he's not around, I day drink with raccoons by my dumpster. Moral of the story, anybody on the dark side of the internet, whether you're a troll, Phil, or one of the pay piggies, we all got something a little screwed up. That's why we're all here.
Because number one, you're breaking the law. And number two, you're ruining your life and the lives of everyone around you with your actions.
I know the woman I keep in my basement tied up doesn't like these videos, but she's only allowed like 20 minutes of internet access a week, which isn't enough time to watch any of my shit posts. That's why they're so long. It's not because I overindulge and overbloat these videos with stupid shit. That'd be ridiculous.
You're sick. You're toxic people. And I know that you would have probably tried to hurt me and or everyone around me.
Oh, come on. Quit being such a fucking pussy, Phil. Nobody's gonna physically hurt you. They might say some funny things and fuck with your finances on the back end, but that's because you're a dumbass and left those doors open for them. Said it once, I'll say it again. Give him enough rope and he's gonna hang himself very easily.
If I had given any information out at all about what I've been up to this last week. It's that simple.
And on such an exceptional note, I'm gonna call it a video here. Why? This shit post is already way out of date, and I don't want to recreate the butthole cut anytime soon.
You feel me?
If I missed something in the last 4 years you really want me to cover, leave it in the comments down below, along with cyberbullying, which is also encouraged on my Twitter @BasedOslo. Thank you so much again for watching, be safe and make good choices.